Clear your mind.
They're staring at you again.
The ancient Stoics knew these manipulation tactics 2,000 years ago and developed unshakable responses that expose the liar before they can do damage. Picture this. Someone asks, "Why are you being so sensitive?" And suddenly you're defending yourself instead of addressing their behavior. Or they say, "You trust me, right?" And you feel guilty for having doubts. These aren't random questions. They're calculated moves in a game you didn't know you were playing. But when you understand what Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus taught about human nature, these same questions become early warning systems. Instead of being manipulated, you become unmovable. Instead of doubting yourself, you see clearly through their tactics. By the end of this exploration, you'll never be anyone's psychological pawn again. But first, let me show you how deep this manipulation really goes. Why are you being so sensitive? This question sounds like concern, but it's actually the first bullet fired by every gaslighter. Hidden inside those words isn't curiosity, it's accusation. What they're really saying is, "You're weak, you're imagining things. The problem isn't me, it's you." But here's what they don't want you to realize. Sensitivity is your early warning system. The financial analyst who spots small inconsistencies in the books gets mocked as paranoid, but later proves a multi-million-dollar fraud. The wife who senses subtle changes in her husband's behavior gets dismissed as overreacting, but discovers the betrayal months later. Therefore, when someone attacks your sensitivity, they're trying to disable your psychological radar. Epictetus taught, "No one can hurt you without your permission." But notice what he didn't say. He never said you should ignore your observations to make others comfortable. Therefore, a person who truly values you will never shame your awareness. When someone asks, "Why are you being so sensitive?" the untrained mind rushes to defend. But Epictetus taught us that the wise person doesn't react. They respond with precision. Therefore, you pause, maintain eye contact, and calmly say, "I'm not being sensitive, I'm being observant." Does that make you uncomfortable? One sentence, but watch how it works. The manipulator expected you to shrink. They never expected you to stand taller. Therefore, their mask begins to slip, because liars thrive on your self-doubt, not your clarity. But sensitivity isn't the only weapon they use. The second question is even more dangerous, because it sounds like love. If you've ever been called too sensitive,